So you finally saved up enough money to buy yourself a torch, but you're afraid of it. You don't know how to use it, you're unfamiliar with it, so it just sits there and stares at you and mocks you, and you haven't used it because you're just unfamiliar with it and you're a little afraid. Well, today I'm going to go through a few simple, basic things with the Smith Little Torch that will ease your fear, get over your frustration, and help you to get a lot more comfortable with using your Smith Little Torch. This is the torch that I've used for as long as I can remember. My whole jewelry career, over 40 years, I've pretty much used one of these, and I use them for just about every application, whether it's soldering fine wire, repairing chain, or I can throw a bigger torch tip on there, and I've even done casting with it. So it's very versatile. They work wonderful. I've never really had any issues with it as far as danger goes. No fires, no explosions, none of the things that are going through your mind that pop up when you think of using your torch. So if you have a torch, or if you've been thinking about getting a torch but you're a little afraid of using something that's a little bit different, that's got either acetylene and oxygen or propane and oxygen, we're going to go through a few basic things and help to ease your fear so that you can get comfortable using your torch. So let's do that. So the first thing that's going to be a little bit different is with the Smith Little Torch, you've got tanks and regulators. And that's one of the things that kind of brings fear on people is how to hook these up. What's the right settings on them? Are they going to leak? Are they going to explode and blow up my house? Or my garage, or wherever you got them set up. So I'll just kind of go over some basic things with this. So I use propane, which that little tank in the back, that is a propane tank. And that's kind of a small one. It's like, I think it's like 1.2 gallons. It's a little bit smaller than what you would use for, say, your barbecue grill. Although the barbecue grill tanks work just perfectly. I've got an extra one in the back in case this one goes out. So the first thing you do is you hook them up, and what I do is take, this is just a spray bottle of soapy water, and once I got everything hooked up, I'll turn it on and I'll spray all of the fittings down to see if there's any leaks. So like right in here, I'll spray that down really good, and if it's leaking, you'll see bubbly water come up, and that way you'll know that maybe you need to clean the threads or the fittings, but usually there's not a problem. Just make sure that they're nice and tight. Same thing with your fittings here that come from your regulator to your hose. So the red is, just think of red as fire. So the red is always your fuel. So on this one is propane, or if you got acetylene, the red will go to the tank. The green will go to the oxygen. So again, right here is a fitting. Spray that down, look for bubbles. So you'll just go over and you'll spray all of these fittings down just to double check, just to make sure that nothing is leaking. And use soapy water because it's more apt to bubble. And if there's a leak at all, then it'll bubble. And if it bubbles, you just take a wrench to it and tighten it up a little bit, and usually that'll take care of it. But if you can't do it that way, you might take your regulators down and have them checked by a professional, maybe your local welding shop or something like that, or just replace them. But usually once a regulator is working good, it's going to stay working good. So let's go over what these regulator settings are. There's usually 2 gauges on there. This one to the right, it shows how much fuel is left in the tank. So when this gets down to 0, then you don't have any more fuel. This one here is how much pressure is going into your hose. So on my fuel, I run about 10 PSI. So that's the little red numbers on the inside. You can see there's 5, there's 10, there's 15. So this one right now is set at about 11. So I usually run right about 10 PSI, and that's a good safe, and it gives you enough pressure so that you can work with small things and work with large things as well, as far as soldering and melting. Now this one on my oxygen is, again, this one shows how much oxygen is left in the tank. This one here shows the pressure. And usually I'll run this about 30. So you can see here's 0, there's 50, and right about there is about 30. And how you can adjust that is this knob here. So if you watch this, if you turn this up a little bit, you'll see that kind of starting to raise. So this is how you adjust the pressure coming out. So again, here's a fitting. Make sure you spray that down, and then you just follow the hose. The hose comes up, and here is my Smith little torch. Same thing as well as when you get your torch. Take soapy water and just spray it down. Spray it down here at the fittings, spray it down here at your knobs, and just to make sure that nothing is leaking. And it's always good practice at the end of the day when when you're done soldering, to just make sure that you turn these all the way off. So you can see if you go clockwise, it closes, counterclockwise, it opens. Now, a lot of people will take these, and when you open them up all the way until it stops, and then that is when you're operating it. And then when you turn it off, you turn it all the way again until it stops. So that's completely closed. So now you can watch, if I turn my oxygen on, you can see now all the needles are going down to 0, and there's no more pressure in the lines. I don't necessarily drain my lines when I turn everything off, but if you're a little, safety aware, you can do that. So you don't want to drain the fuel out of there unless it's lit. So otherwise you fill up your work area with the smell of gas. So then you can see, turn it back on, and all the needles come back on. So this is the setup for the propane and the oxygen. That is what I do. So now, this is what I use to light my torch. I also use a striker, and you can use a lighter as well. So if you look at this here, this is the knobs. So you turn this counterclockwise, that's opening it up, and that closes it. Same thing with the fuel. So when I light my torch, what I'll do is I'll stick it in here, and when I touch this there, you can hear it clicking, and you can see down on the end, there's a little spark there, and that spark is what ignites the flame. So I will stick this in there, point my tip of my torch into this little hole so that the fuel is going into there to spark it. So I'll set it in there, let it start clicking, and then I'll slowly turn on my fuel. And then you can see it's that quick. And you can see this little notch right there, or the little line, it's not turned on very far. So watch when I close this, that much. So that's like 1/8 of a turn at most. So turn that on, open up your fuel, and then once you have your fuel lit, then you can, see now I'm turning on my oxygen, then you can turn on your oxygen, and then you'll have the flame that you're looking for. And again, there's not much, that's probably 1/8 of a turn that I'm using. So these, you don't have to crank them up a whole bunch. So there's a principle, it's an acronym that says, for propane tanks, it's called POOP. So whenever I turn on my torch, I turn the propane on first, then the oxygen to turn it on. Then when I turn it off, I turn the oxygen and then the propane. So P-O and then O-P. So again, open that up. There's my flame. You can see it didn't open it up or turn that knob too much. And then give it some oxygen. There's my soldering flame. So what I would suggest is, just to get used to this, if you don't have one of these, you can use a striker, you can use a lighter, but just to get used to it, just practice opening that up, closing it off, opening it up. And do that 10, 20, 30 times, just so you're comfortable with how the adjustments work, and so that you're not scared. Sometimes these torches, when you light them or when you turn them on or turn them off, they'll pop a little bit. And don't let that scare you. That happens from time to time, and it's nothing to be worried about. So again, sometimes if you turn on your torch and if you turn the fuel off first, sometimes it'll pop, but you can hear the little pop there. Don't worry about that. And you can turn this up and you can hear a little pop there. Don't worry about that. Again, just getting used to your torch. So do that a number of times. Just light it up, turn it off. Light it up, turn it off, just so you can get used to how much adjustment you need to get it lit. Because some people, they'll turn this thing on and they'll turn it way up, and then when you go to light it, there's a big flame and it scares you and stuff. So just work really slowly, just like that. Just slowly turn that, and then you got a flame. And that way you will get used to how the fuel reacts. Again, so you can see when I'm turning this off, that much. So again, slowly just come in there. Say I'm going to turn that on and just hit that, slowly turn it on. It's like we got fire. And then add a little bit of oxygen. I like to, so I'm right-handed, but I work with my torch with my left hand, and I've gotten used to where I can adjust all of the knobs with one hand. So as I'm soldering, say something I need a little bit more heat, I can just come in here and turn things up and start soldering. Or if I don't need a bunch of heat, I can turn them down, turn them way down. So these torches are very versatile. But just to get used to it, do that. Just take this and just practice opening it up, closing it, opening it up, closing it. Just so you understand how the torch works, how easy it is to light, to turn on and turn off. And then, so the biggest fear is a lot of times is just turning it on, how it works, how it operates. So that's the Smith little torch. I don't want to get into a big in-depth soldering demonstration or tutorial, but I just want to, because I know there's a lot of people, I've heard them over and over. People will say online or chatting with me or sending me emails saying, you know what, I do have one of those torches, but I'm afraid of it. I've never used it, so I go back to my butane torch. And these things are so much more versatile than a butane torch. Once you start using these, you're going to wonder why you've never dove in and used it before. So again, the biggest thing is just get your torch, get it hooked up, and just practice lighting it, turning it on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off, so that you're not afraid of it. If it gives you a little pop here or there, don't be like, oh, I'm going to put it away, it's going to scare me, it's going to blow up. It's like they're relatively safe. I mean, like I said, I've been using these things forever, never had an issue with them. This is the Smith brand. I've used other brands before, and they just don't last as long. They will start to, the knobs themselves, they'll wear down a little bit. So over time, you'll see them start to leak, especially like the oxygen. So like you'll turn your torch off, and you'll see the needle on the regulators start to slowly go down. Or if you get a little bit of whiff of propane or acetylene, then you know, okay, something is not right. So you start spraying things down and looking to see where your leak is. And then you just either replace the torch, or you can have the fittings rebuilt, take it down to a welding shop, they can take care of you. But usually these things are I mean, they used to be real inexpensive, but now you're looking at a couple $100s for a torch. But they're going to last for a long time. So that was this video. I just want to get you used to turning it on, turning it off, how the regulators work, the settings go, and the safety stuff, just making sure you don't have any leaks. But I'm just showing you how to get used to your torch so that you're not afraid of it. And then once you do, you are going to enjoy it so much more. And again, it's so much more versatile than the butane torch that you're using, because you can really dial these tips down and focus on small areas and small parts. So again, hopefully that helps you get over the fear. If you have one of these and you don't use it, or if you've been thinking about getting one, I would say do some investigation, do some research, and dive in. Start playing around with it, and once you get over that fear, you're going to thank yourself for investing the time into getting comfortable with your Smith Little torch. So hopefully that helps today. Again, this is Doug with the JewelryMonk Studio, and thanks for stopping by. We've got, I've mentioned before, we've got our Patreon page. If you want to dive in a little bit deeper, we've got some excess stuff over there that's not on this channel. It's just patreon.com/JewelryMonk. And we've also just created a new Discord channel for anybody who wants to dive in and build community. It's just go to the Discord and look for JewelryMonk. It's called the JewelryMonk Guild. So hopefully you can check that out, and hopefully I'll see you there. So thanks again for stopping by, and we will see you next time.